Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm alive. How's everybody doing? Hello, everybody. Ghostly, Patio Skunk, and Cryptid. Holy shit. Hello. Sorry, yeah, I had to finish logging the hours from today, so I had to do that really quick before we hopped on. Hopefully, I'm done. That's the goal, at least. How's everybody doing? Alive somewhat. That's the idea. How you doing, Patio Skunk? How's Cryptid? How's Ghostly? How goes the week, everybody? Oh, thank you, Ghostly. I'm a big fan. I am, I gotta represent my hipster / mountain vibes out in Los Angeles with the flannel. Yeah, it's a good look. I need something. It's really hot. It's definitely a hot day in LA, so I needed something a little lighter than my usual long sleeves. But yeah, how have you been? How's everybody doing? Patio Skunk, I thoroughly enjoyed your covers, the things you were dropping in Discord. Fantastic. I did really like that cover that you paid for on Fiverr. It's fantastic. But yeah, how's everybody doing? It's going. Didn't sleep until 7 a.m. Man, that must have just been the vibe. I did not get any sleep last night, so I am really tired. And I had like meetings this morning that I had to like get all this stuff done. I'm sure I'll have to do it tomorrow too. Although tomorrow's, I'm like getting stressed out even thinking about tomorrow. Because tomorrow I gotta take the golden boy into the vet and do that whole thing. And then there's also like the state needs to inspect our building. So I have my laundry list of complaints that I've had against my landlord for like 8 years that I'm gonna be throwing. So it's going to be a crazy week. I was kind of hoping it would be a quiet week, but yeah, I just did not sleep last night at all. Just could not sleep. Ghostly is off work tomorrow. Hell yes, Ghostly. So we hope we can actually achieve something productive. That's the goal. I keep trying. Yeah, the hole is still behind my television. There's still, and they have not actually fixed the pipes. They just patched the pipes that they were supposed to fix now over 2 months ago. And there's still just a goddamn hole. Which is exactly what they did last time. They had to replace all the pipes in my living room, and they just left my wall exposed for like 8 months. Anyway. It's a whole thing. I'm definitely gonna be pulling a Martin Luther. I'm gonna be posting my grievances on the Catholic Church door. My 100 complaints or whatever it is. So the warranted state issue expansion, yeah, they were originally supposed to do it before COVID, but they weren't. They apparently they're that slow getting back around to it. I had that happen in my old place. It was fun. The list of complaints was 7 pages. Yeah, I mean I have pictures and docs and stuff, so I'm just gonna be like, here's the other thing they refused to fix. So it's that whole thing. So, but yeah. I also tossed and turned to maybe Patty Skunk gets so bad. But it's like bad in such a delightful way. I will say, at least it's thumb out in terms of like how you got your hand in your pockets and not thumb in. I used to know a kid in high school who would walk with his thumbs in his pockets with his hands out, and I was just like, that's a person who murders people. The only person I know who does that is either like trying to be a cowboy or is a complete psychopath. So anyway, at least your Fiverr guy got hand in, thumb out of pocket. It's a big difference. So at least we got that. Anyway. Oh my god, he's talking about the thumb pocket thing again. Wait, have I done this, Ghostly? Did I already go on this? Ghost Sensei, I do that somewhere. Have I done that? Oh, I did. Yeah, I'll never forget. I put this kid in a movie. Oh, that's right. Okay, I do vaguely remember you saying that, Ghostly. This is a rant I've heard. Okay, yeah. I probably told it to you when I put this guy in a movie. It was like a mobster movie. It was my buddy worked as security at a bank in downtown Phoenix, so he just broke us in the middle of the night. We went and filmed a movie up on the roof. And I'll never forget, like, like he was, you know, they're like badass mobsters, you know, they gotta go have a talk about life or some shit before, you know, they execute each other, because that's what like 17-year-old Wildlight is gonna write, I guess. But anyway, you know, like trying to be Miller's Crossing or something. And I remember just doing this shot, and he had this like swagger, this strut, and he just put his thumbs in his pockets with his hands like flared outside like wings. And I was just like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, man, this is cool. This is what cool people do. That's like, that's what? In what world? But I guess I was wrong. Ghostly, if Ghostly does it, it might be proving me wrong here. Because we all know Ghostly is a cool kid. This is the first for me. When did I miss this? Yeah, you did it when you were referring to the... Oh, that's right, the cop from Insults. That's right. That's so funny, Ghostly. It's very funny that you do that sometimes. It's never not going to be funny to me. It's just... At one point, Logan had his thumbs in his pockets, and you were like, oh, yeah, that guy's... Yep. Yeah, I do. And you know what? I'm gonna... It's just... I'm never gonna be able to not think it's just the dweebiest thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't not. If you can be, it's cool. Hey, I used to get beat up in bathrooms, so don't take what's cool from me, okay? Like, so I am not the metric of cool, but there's just something about it that, like, it might be similar to the Riz thing. The way Ghostly reacts every time I say Riz. It's the way that I react anytime someone puts their thumbs in their pockets. Look, you gotta have the shoulders lax, hands resting, thumbs loosely in pockets. There's a method. I guess so. Ghostly, oh my lord, stop. I'm sorry. It's just it's triggering for me. That's what can I say? You do you, Ghostly. Don't let anyone tell you how to live, though. I get there is a method. I see it. Just don't. Maybe it was because it was mixed with a swagger and he was wearing a fedora. I don't know, man. It's forever burned into my lizard brain. Someone tried to beat me up. Except Wildlight would tell you multiple diatribes. I completely forgot I have already gone on this rant before. Ghostly might be getting to the point where every rant is going to be a repeat for Ghostly. We might almost be at that point. Okay, see, that makes sense. Okay, the fundamental sexism of women's clothing, that tracks for me. It's probably why it's probably why it only freaks me out when it's guys who do it. So someone tried to beat me up in the bathroom, but they slipped on the floor, and then everyone around saying I won the fight. That's a Patio Skunk. That's a hell of a move. That's fucking great. That's amazing. That's just like, you just look, it's like, what is that Power Rangers gif where they just shrug and look at each other like, you did it. And you know what, Patio Skunk, you did win. You won that fight. Because, you know, you didn't even have to, you were so good, you didn't even have to do anything. You were the epitome of, like, Eastern philosophy, like, no action. You just existed, and the fight was won. By their own foolhardiness. Amazing. Except why, see, it's hard to have the thing you do for fashion. That's true. I mean, I get it. I mean, not the same of constant, you know, society beating you over and over and over again with it, but I do remember, you know, the trench coat life growing up in Phoenix, Arizona. Sacrifices were made for fashion, but it's like every single fucking thing in women's clothing is designed to make it uncomfortable, a pain in the ass to function or anything. It's a nightmare. The Padawan has been around the block a few times. You're getting to that point, Ghostly. You might be there. Because that pockets are too small. Yeah, it's a problem. Can't even fit a chapstick. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, it's obnoxious. Um, he is a philosophy expert, patio skunk. He would know. That's true. I would. I would know. That is why Ghostly wears army pants. I was gonna say like I've always been a fan of like I mean a lot. This might also just be because a lot of the people I've lived with, a lot of the women in my life have all been artists. They all wore coveralls. They all wore like over, so they lots of pockets, all tons of pockets. They also like generally had dresses with a lot of pockets too that they would either design or build themselves, um, which I always thought was pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, or army pants, yeah, cargo pants, same thing, Ghostly. It's just, I mean, I wore nothing but baggy cargo pants growing up until I got to high school and started wearing slacks because I had to be Robert Smith from The Cure. But growing, like when I was younger, it was all cargo pants. A nightmare. Nightmare accurately describes the AFAB experience. I bet it does. Yeah. I only wear my coveralls for working on the cars, which happens a lot as of late. Yeah, as someone who's still working on their car after a year, I know that. Or very technical house stuff, yeah. I just like coveralls. They're great. Oh, Sensei, what is it, Ghostly? What is it? All the pockets. What is it? What goes, Ghostly? I'm almost strictly shorts and a t-shirt, man. I just started. I wore swim trunks for the first time when I went to Hawaii last year, in I think 25 years. The first time I wore swim trunks. I do not own a pair of shorts. I think I had to do cutoffs. I had to take pants and cut them off for some reason. I think I had to do it for something that I wore. It was when I was out in the woods. But I have not, ever since I was a kid, I did not wear shorts. I mean, more power to you, Patio Skunk. I have a long history with shorts that I do not wear shorts. I don't wear them. But hell yeah. But I am a t-shirt person. I wear a lot of t-shirts. Ghostly is dust off pretension most foul again. Awesome. And she is hoping to lock in an edit so it can maybe exist. Oh, yes, Ghostly. Yes. Pretension is fantastic. I still think that's the thing that you could probably get published and submit very, very, very easily. I'm convinced pretension can be published either in like a weekly like comedy or whodunit. I mean, whodunits are popular. It's a popular genre. So I just feel like that has so many places it could live. I feel like it's also just a great work. It's definitely like peak Ghostly. What one should always know is a Ghostly work. It sets the bar, sets the tone perfectly. I'm big. I like them, but it gets so warm and a lot of layers. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, it does. But in summer, it's just shorts and crop tops. It's too hot for anything else. Yeah, I get that. Mosquitoes will get me into the long pants sometimes. Oh. Yeah, I mean the crisis with mosquitoes is just always going to be an issue. Yes, Ghostly, you got this. Fuck yeah, Ghostly's got this. Ghostly wear jeans in 100-degree weather while filming outside all day. I physically cannot. The outside world's not allowed to touch legs. Yeah, I've got. Yeah, I can't do shorts. I just can't do it. I can't be. Yeah, it might come from all the. I mean, what's weird is I grew up in Arizona. Like, it was everyone wore shorts because it's, hotter than everything outside. But I wore pants. I didn't even, when I had a swimming pool growing up and I wore pants into the pool. I did not wear shorts. I wore pants and a shirt, actually. I did not wear swim trunks or any of that stuff till much later in life. Oh yeah, no, I was a weirdo. I wore pants in the pool. The only time I ever was in swim trunks or swam without pants and a shirt was when I was in Mexico. But I mean, like, that was I'm out in the middle of the goddamn ocean. Like, one, I can't swim in pants. I will probably you gotta sometimes you gotta swim fast when you're out there. Um, let's see here. I have nylon ones. They're pretty comfy. Nylon is funny. Let's see here. Wait, Ghostly were. I finally caved and bought hiking pants, and I'm annoyed how well they work. Hell yeah, hiking pants are fantastic. Duluth, they had very good. Oh, Duluth, they had very good sales, so I caved. Stupid things are great. Hey. Sometimes I've spent a lot of money at REI for that reason. It's very expensive, but man, that stuff still works. My anti-mosquito jacket that I wore in India still works when I go camping. That thing, and I got that from REI. It was not a cheap jacket, but that thing works. It's amazing. Ghostly always had its successes ingrained. Ghostly, if anyone's gonna outshine us all, it's gonna be Ghostly. Ghostly may very well be the rising star. We're all stars, we're all geniuses, but Ghostly might. I think Ghostly's just gonna go punch out the competition. go bit like literally beat out the competition. Moon Runes, hello. Welcome in, Moon Runes. How are you? How goes it? You're just here to say, you can't write. Oh no, feel better. Yeah. Dude, you're not the only one. Like, a bunch of people got sick over the weekend. I did not, luckily, knock on wood, I didn't go anywhere, except for having to go deal with the kids on Sunday, but none of them seemed like they were sick, so hopefully they did not, it was D&D, but, sometimes they throw shit, so... You never know. Let's see. I used to wear jeans all summer, but now my body doesn't regulate anymore. So you overheat, you get a migraine. Yeah. You're like, oh my god, it's like a reptile. You're just like, I can no longer self-regulate. I must actually have everything control the temperature. That's true age. Actually, that happened. I went hiking up on a hill and I had the same thing, Cryptid. Maybe it's just an age thing. Because I definitely overheated and felt like crap the rest of the day. So, and that does not usually happen to me. And it wasn't that hot. Like, at all. I like REI. We got like 4 of them around here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of REI. Thanks, guys. I'm hoping I can fight this off quick. You got this, Moon Runes. Your immune system's got this. Just quit it. Everyone just shout compliments to Ghostly. Ghostly has to deal with it. Yeah, half the people at work are sick too, so I think they did me dirty. Yep. That's why paid sick leave is a big thing, man. It's so people don't get sick. That's really important. I've watched your master pop art in real time. That's valid. Ghostly definitely will. Yeah, you've got the artists. You've definitely got the art. You've been touched by the muse in that way, where you can kind of you are a multi-hyphenate in the artistic sense. So, well, good job for that. A lot of people work really hard and it takes a long time to do that. Master is a gross overstatement. I don't know about that. Were you on new meds? No. I've actually been off. I've been off, transitioning, but I was off and off for a while before any of that happened. So yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that. Sensei, how did you make the children suffer? What did I made them write it. I made them, this was I gave them a writing exercise. I'm actually becoming a fucking, oh Jesus. In another life, if it paid better, I would have probably been a teacher, like an English teacher or something. But I gave them a writing assignment. Essentially, they were parlaying with devils that, in terms of battle mechanics, the devils would just wipe the floor with them. So, and I tend to throw them a lot of monsters that are way outside of their range, in terms of to just fight it and kill it to try to get them to problem solve. So they had to write a contract to essentially try to trick the devils into essentially writing themselves into a trap and then saving a town in the proxy of doing so. And it was a Pyrrhic success. They half succeeded, but they They very specific, and I tried to be pretty lenient with them. I didn't want to like go too hard. But they did. I gave them like half a success, so it definitely limited what they were able to do, and they were able to save the town. So I gave them that, but it did end up with them getting chased into space by a bunch of like pit fiends. So they weren't really able to save. They were able to like save the town, but not themselves. So that was the thing. Anyway, so they definitely are like licking their wounds now. But anyway. Definitely gets worse with age, though. I used to be a household heat lizard, now I can barely stand. Although my tolerance, I like cold. I definitely used to go diving into snowbanks. Well, I think I've told that story where as a kid, I would like, when I was really young, I would just strip down to my underwear and go dive into like ice flows. Like an insane person. But I did that all the way through college. And I definitely have noticed that my tolerance for cold is nowhere near as bad. Yeah, glacier. Yeah, glacier runoff water, or like snowbanks. When I was in college, when we would come back actually, I don't even have alcohol to do that with, because that was before I was really drinking. When I just ran into a snowbank, just dove into a snow. I was just a spaz, really. Honestly, I just was a spaz. That's it. It's the only explanation. Alcohol came far later, where I can actually blame alcohol for that stuff. But no, this was before I was drinking when I did all that. He's really senseiing. You would be an excellent English teacher. Yeah, it would definitely be English with a heavy dose of philosophy. But yeah, that's my honors English teacher. One of my favorite teachers was kind of that. So anyway, yep, that story, you madman. Yep. I used to like cold more than I do now. I'm sure I would be sick of it if I had stayed in a cold place. I'm gonna wind it. It's gonna happen. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll die here in Southern California. I don't think it's likely. Well, I mean, pending accidents or anything like that. I don't think I will age up and die here. I am always imagined I would probably go back to someplace cold. But I figure if I had been living in a very cold place, I'd probably be. I could see myself not being as thrilled with it. I think just spending 18 years in Arizona and then now the last, 13 years in Southern California, I miss the cold. I swam in Maine in April. That's as cold as I've tolerated. I did dive into one of the Great Lakes. I think it was Michigan. It was either Michigan or Erie. It was in the Upper Peninsula, and that was cold. There was ice. There was definitely ice flows in the lakes when I was doing it, but but see, the water isn't what gets you out there. It's the wind. Like, you can swim in the water, and as long as you're swimming, you can keep your body temperature up. It's the wind. It's like when you get out of the water, that's when the cold like ruins you. For your sake, I hope not. I've warmed on Southern California. I've warmed on a lot of LA over the years. I hated for the first like 8 years I lived here. I hated this place. I hated this place with a passion. I was like begrudgingly here for a career in film. But I've warmed up to it. There are things that I do thoroughly enjoy. Not a lot of it has to do with to be honest with you, most of it has to do with food. And the fact that I can encounter in the multicultural big city elements of it are probably the things that I've warmed up to. I would like the cold if it wasn't 8 months of the year. Yeah, and upper like east like all I know, man, when I went to go help my buddy move into the upstate New York, I have never experienced a cold like that. I mean, it was like mountain cold on the East Coast, and that is not like the Rockies. That is not like high altitude cold that I'm used to, like mountain cold. That was like on a whole other level, man. Whole other level. It's more like 7 with climate change. My friend and I are jumping into Lake Michigan. Oh, really, Patio Skunk? I jumped into Michigan. It was an interesting experience. Yeah, they're not the best lakes to swim in. But when you're a kid and you see a large body of water, you're like, I'm going in. And my parents were naturally the Godspeed kind of parents. So they just let me do weird, like, let me do crazy shit. And I guess, it didn't kill me. Yes, mass beaches are like that Muppet. It's fine swimming, but once you're out, you need a towel. Yeah. That's the thing out. That is the one thing about Southern California that's nice. It's not as nice as Hawaii. Hawaii is the best, like, beach swimming experience I have ever had. But, like, it's not too bad on the beaches here. The problem with the beaches here is just the number of people. It's just constantly swarmed with people. Especially if you're out in the Cape, yeah. I feel like you're going to end up in a cabin in Alaska, communing with nature in your final years, only to be checked on after one winter, after you vanish, never to be seen, but genius works of mine. I just leave behind. I leave behind a thing. It's possible. It would be interesting. My brother was born in Alaska, my parents, and lived there for years. I unfortunately never got the chance to live up there. I spent a lot of time up there though. The problem, I love Alaska. There are things I really love about Alaska. Denali is definitely like one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. But I hate, and I mean I hate, a lot of the people that live in Alaska. Like, Alaska, the people that live in Alaska, and I'm not talking like, there's fine, I have family up there, but like, there is a culture in Alaska of like old wackos out there that are almost all like ex-drug dealers, or like, it's where a lot of people run, man. A lot of people run to Alaska and they're all like assholes. I don't know. It's like, of all my feelings in Alaska, and all the stories that like my dad and my mom would tell me, and even my brother would tell me, is like, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, just filled with absolute like some of the craziest people. Yeah, I like that. I was like, well, okay, then tell us how you really feel, Sensei. Yeah, I mean, I'm being hyperbolic. I don't actually hate every single person in Alaska, but I do think there's a lot of like. There's a lot of like runaways there that are like odd. And when I wanted to go work on some of the fishing boats, it was there's a whole vibe in a lot of parts in Alaska. No, you heard it here, folks. I hate on Alaska. Like Walden Into the Wild mashup. Yeah, that's Into the Wild. Everyone in Alaska are assholes, Sensei, including my favorite cousin, my dear. Well, they moved to Portland, but they grew up and spent a lot of their time in Alaska. I mean, they grew up in Alaska. My aunt, honestly, my sweetest aunt is from Alaska as well. That's a misquote. Everyone in Alaska are assholes. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. No, it's the worst. It's very raw. Something about Northeast cold really gets into your bone. Yeah, that's true. I won't do that. I'm not CNN. What did you? Is that a misquote? It might not be. I'm pretty sure that's actually what I said. Everyone in Alaska are assholes. That might actually be a legit quote, whether or not I meant it. Shade. Maybe. I don't know. Look, I've been dealing with corporate nonsense like straight through for the past week and a half. I'm in a mood. I'm in an ornery mood. Ghostly will find out. She always does. VOD later, I'll get back to you. Yeah, I was like, Ghostly's always gonna get it. Look. Let me throw my stones, everybody. I wanna throw my stones. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at the world. Or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's a quote from a movie. We've established that you wanted to set their HQ ablaze. Yeah, that we're getting to that point. I'm very tired. Just say the word. Yep. All right. We have been chatting. It's been almost 40 minutes and we started stream late, so we need to get to some words. Thank you, Ghostly. Ads. All right, we're going to run ads. and then we're gonna do words, and then we're gonna do that because I cannot stream late tonight. I have to get ready for. I have to get the Golden Boy ready, and I have to get my apartment ready for the people. The people with their little, with all their paperwork. I don't know. My brain's not working. Anyway. Thank you, Ghostly. Thank you. I got you, Sensu. It rhymes. That rhymes. Oh, I need to get tea. I need to get tea and water and like restart my brain. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get tea and water. I will be right back. Reboot my brain matter. My brain stuff. Oh, you got to ask in a minute. Okay. I mean, you can ask. I'll be back. All right. Where am I going? Alright, where are we at? Are you... I like how every time I leave, that's Ghostly's go-to, is just to try to summon Tort to maybe it was designed that way. We'll have to start pulling them by hand. Anyway, what's up, Ghostly? Like handmade pasta, one at a time. Sensei, what camera do you think I should start with? That's a good question. It depends. I mean, there's a million cameras. Like... Oh, Christmas is around the corner. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, God. I mean, I'm trying to think what would... If you want to, like, learn... It's probably better to get a camera that's going to be relatively cover all the bases in terms of, like, what it can do, its capabilities in terms of, like I said, not like a simple camera, but one that's not like overtly complicated. And my family likes supporting me. Oh, that's great, Ghostly. They're wonderful and delightful. Okay, so I mean, there's so many cameras, man. It's like that's such a crazy. The reason why that's a crazy question is there's a billion cameras, and honestly, like most modern cameras are pretty fantastic. Let me see, how much is an FX30? Those are smaller. Okay. I mean, I'm in the Sony world. Their menus can be a little obtuse, but they're pretty solid, and they function kind of like they function well. I think if I was gonna if I wanted to like learn on like how to like a camera to make movies, to shoot movies, I would probably start on FX30 or a Pocket Cinema camera by Blackmagic. I don't even know. You could probably get an old Pocket, like a 4K Pocket Cinema camera for pretty cheap. But these are cameras. I do think you should get a camera that you need to get a lens for. because the sooner you get used to cameras where you can swap lenses, the better. It also makes your camera more versatile. Ghosty's gonna learn black magic. Hey man, black magic's not. I mean, also their images are beautiful, but if you're like, the reason why I like Sony cameras is they're really good in low light, so you don't necessarily need to like you don't necessarily need like a ton of light or to be stuck only shooting in daylight. That's actually the problem with Blackmagic cameras, is they do function a lot like modern cinema and film cameras, where you're probably only maxing out on an ISO of 800, which is pretty low. So, oh man, we gotta dive into writing. That is a question. That is not an easily answerable question. They're designed. They're designed to look like. They're designed to look like that they can be picture cameras, but they're video cameras. They're not like handheld. Okay, all right, hold on. All right, no, I'm making. All right, before we dive into sprints, because this is about movies, and I rarely ever get to go off about movies. All right, hold on one sec. Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. So, this was my first like major film camera. It looks like a photo camera. It looks like a normal handheld clicky click picture camera. But this was I shot a lot of films, like short films on this. I shot all of my footage. Actually, this was the camera that I shot all my footage from India. This was actually the camera I used in India for all the documentary stuff I was doing there. Actually, now that I think about it, I did all my stuff in China on this camera. I did, yeah, China, Denmark, Norway. Yeah, I mean, pretty much for 5 years, this was my camera. Now, this is a photo lens, so if you click it, the lens just pops off. So this is just a picture lens. So see, the lens pops off just like a normal camera. So I had, when I was filming these things, I had a cinema lens attached to this camera. So the lens was like this big, and this camera just sat on the back end kind of thing. But this is, like, this camera is more advanced than probably anything you would need. But they have cheaper, and this camera's good in low light. So you can film and generally like learn and practice and be able to like capture some footage without, like, technically you can capture moonlight and you can capture the northern lights on this camera without it being too grainy, which is really nice. So you can actually like capture a lot of low light stuff with these. That's why I got this camera. So anyway, I would say don't just judge a camera because it looks like this. The Sony FX30 is a lot like this. It's a little bit smaller. But it's a cinema camera, and it's the same cinema line as my current cinema camera that I use, which is Sony's proper cinema line. But Blackmagic's built a lot like this as well, and you can swap lenses. So, and honestly, you can get a lens like this. This is a 28 to 60. Yeah, 28 to 60. So it's got your mid-range and wide focal lengths covered. But you could probably just get a lens like this, and I think I got this lens for like $250. So anyway, that's why I'm saying, like, pretty much any modern cinema camera, it's more about like the lens mount. The questions you want are like lens mounts and kind of what you're gonna try to film with it. So if you want to go run and gun, like kind of what you're trying to do now, where you go running outside and it's more naturalistic, I would probably suggest getting one of the Sony ones that's good in low light over a Blackmagic. But Blackmagic they're really pretty cameras. That's actually a Blackmagic camera is what I shot my movie on, Ghostly. The movie that we shot that on a Blackmagic. So, there is a benefit to that. But black magics are more limited in terms of like you might, if you go into like a dark room, you might not be able to get a decent enough image without it looking really grainy and gross. Because black magic just doesn't have the kind of latitude with light. So, yeah. I can give you like a list and like links, Ghostly, if you want, of what like a good starter cam would be. I'm gonna let you ruminate. I'll get back to you at the end of the stream so I can write down the names of things. Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair enough. All right, let's dive into our sprint. Sorry, everybody, we had to nerd out there for a second about cameras. It'll probably come back around. It'll probably come back. I'll probably come back around and nerd out about them a little bit more. Um, okay, all right. Let's dive on in. We're gonna switch over to my Moody Tunes as we always do. So, feel free to mute if that's not your jam. And yeah, happy writing, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. And away we go. Alright. That's the end of that sprint. The sprint where I took care of the golden child and then sat staring at nothing. But hopefully it was a successful sprint for everybody out there trying to get some words done. Well, that was productive. That was productive just burning bridges and slaying people, Ghostly. Jeez. But yes, I hope it was somewhat productive. Hopefully. Let me start the down timer. There we go. I started fixing what I broke last time. that's there you go. That's always forward progress, right? Where's those dice? Oh yeah, they are. Roll for All right, hold on. I gotta get them for my backpack because they're still in the backpack from the kids. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Ghostly, you're all, Ghostly, yeah, God. I cut back on the number of streams, and you all start having demands. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be the all-powerful, all-seeing worm Jesus God Emperor, and you're all making demands of me? How dare you? How dare all of you? Where are you? There we go. There we go. That's cute, Sensei. What's cute? Me thinking I'm in control of anything? No one's in control of anything. Hold on. Yeah, you keep thinking you're in charge, bud. Yeah, you still got the dice. Yep. That's true. Alright, what we got? Let's see here. What did I say it was? Did I say 8d6 or... I actually don't even know what fireball that would be. Is it 8d6? Yeah, 8d6. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, that's not bad. It definitely feels like it should be a lot higher, but that's not bad. That's not too bad at all. Oh, 29. There you go. 29, Ghostly. You did 29. You burned me for 29. I feel like that should have been a harsher burn, but I rolled low. You can't roll d6s with disadvantage. That's d20s. D20s. It's not damage rolls. Can't start whipping out disadvantage on damage rolls. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm at least level 8. Level 8 in Dungeons and Dragons level 8. Oh, all right. Where are we at? Let's see here. Okay. All right. We'll run ads shortly. Run ads in a second. I need to remember ads. There's probably some psychic damage in there. Don't you start... I see you trying to bait for more damage. You got a fireball. That's what you got, Ghostly. You got a fireball. That's all you get. That's all you get. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's usually a D8. I don't need... Ghostly. I don't need bait. Yeah, Ghostly's you're channeling some... Ghostly, you're starting to channel some ash vibes from Army of Darkness. There's a lot of bravado going on there. A lot of bravado. Not a ton to back it up, but a lot of bravado. At least that's what I roll when he deals psychic damage to me. You roll a D8. Oh, D8 damage. That makes sense. D8's like a good. D8's like a good solid, just damage die. I will always say D8 is the default damage die. Although tabletop RPG's addiction to the D20 is foolhardy in my opinion, depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to make like a combat game, D20 is a foolish thing to do. Like a game that is solely relying on combat as its main sort of way of engaging with the world. D20s are not I would not recommend D20. This is how she is on no sleep. I do. It's my default damage die. Yeah, D8's like a great damage dice. Just D6s are all fun because you usually roll a lot of them, and it comes from Warhammer, like other war game dice. The damage I do, it's my D. The damage you just took begs to defer that I clearly have something to back it up. Hey, that's true. That's the you got something. You got a little bit. You know, I mean, Ash has the chainsaw and the shotgun. But there is a large part of Ash that is just bravado. I got a couple D20s in my Monopoly game. Really, Patio Skunk? That's interesting. Can circle the board in one roll. Remember when she had a fever? It's got same energy as fever Ghostly for sure. All I'm saying, Sensei, consider yourself lucky I am not sick right now. That's true. That is true. The last time when you had a fever, it was damn right. It was damn near abuse. Oh yeah, Alien Earth rocks, by the way. I mean, there's only 2 episodes out. The 3rd episode comes out tomorrow, but it's everything that I have ever wanted. It's everything I've ever dreamed of for an Alien. And this is as someone who has, as much as I love all the Alien movies, has been hypercritical of every single one past the first one, because the first one is one of the greatest films ever made. But the way that Alien Earth is, it's weird. It's weird. I like a lot more TV than I'm used to liking, and it's making me uncomfortable. Usually I don't like this much television, but I really do like this TV. Or particularly like Andor and Alien. You keep saying Ash, and all I can think of is as Ketchum and get real close to getting offended. Oh, that's very funny. If I was calling you Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, Ghostly, that would be me throwing shade. Because I've always been a grump about Pokemon. I remember my friends loved Pokemon, and I was like, I was not a Pokemon fan as a kid when it was like taking over everything by storm. I did have Pokemon Red on my Game Boy, on my old brick Game Boy. I do remember that, which it was a pretty fun game. But after that, I was done. I was yelling as we finished Andor last night. What a ride! Andor's incredible. Andor is one of the greatest. Andor's not just like great Star. Andor is one of the best TV shows I've seen since like Twin Peaks. Andor has quickly become like moved up there to like the best TV shows ever made. Next Generation, Twin Peaks, The Wire, and The Good Place. I would take it as a personal slight and slap to the face. I was like, have you watched any Pokemon, Ghostly? Does anyone younger actually watch Pokemon? That has got to have like left, right? Right? Like nobody young watches Pokemon anymore, right? Or do they? Is that still a thing? Is Pokemon still a thing? Do kids still watch this? Or the youngins? The Zoomers or the Doomers or whatever they're called? We would need to enter the Thunderdome if you dared such an insult. Yeah, that's fair, Ghostly. Although the Thunderdome is awesome. As much as it's the most maligned Mad Max movie, Beyond Thunderdome is pretty great because the Thunderdome sequence is wild. It's so 80s too. It's great. All I know about Pokemon is it has a yellow rabbit looking thing called a Pikachu. That's correct, Patty. Skunk Pikachu. Pikachu. It is kind of like a weird yellow rabbit thing. Yeah, The Wire's incredible. The Wire for a long time was like actually The Wire. So to me, The Wire is like one of those complicated TV shows ever written in terms of just like density and what it's like covering and what it's trying to do. So for a long time, I was like, if any show is over 5 seasons, it's overly bloated and has no reason because you are not going to tell a story more complicated than The Wire. And if you think you need more than 5 seasons in a show, I disagree with you. Anyway, all right, that is the end of the timer. Let's run some ads, and then we'll dive into our next sprint. Run the ads. Yes, Andor has been some of the best writing, acting, and all that. Yeah, I mean, the guy who directed the first 6 episodes of Andor was incredible, and they gave him like the least interesting, like bellico, like really like obviously the episodes that weren't like huge, but that dude is an incredible director with what he was able to do with those shows, particularly during the wedding sequence. The wedding sequence, the way he specifically, I mean, it's all the writing is fantastic, but the way he directs it is like that dude needs to be making feature films. It's so good. It's so good. Cryptid. Oh, hydrate. Oh, I should probably go get more tea. Thank you, Cryptid. I was forced to watch it as a child. We had lived in a hotel room for 3 months and it was the only thing on, and the one cartoon channel we had. That's okay. So I can now I'm getting context as to why this is a slight and a slap in the face to Ghostly. I hope you realize, Ghostly, I'm talking. You know which Ash I'm talking about, right, Ghostly? I'm pretty sure you've mentioned you've seen Army of Darkness, which is a comfort movie for me. That's a movie that I watch like if I'm sick and at home or I'm just super depressed. Army of Darkness is my go. That is one of the best comfort films ever made. I also have been watching that movie since I was like 8 years old. So it was that or Watch the Window. Ugh, that's gross. Also, thank you, Cryptid. Ghostly period. What? Yeah, okay. That makes sense, Ghostly. Yeah, I would not refer to you as Ash Ketchum. I do promise you that. I don't even think I've seen enough episodes of Pokemon to even make a reference by that. Although I do think there was apparently one really funny one where like he dies or something and Pikachu brings him back to life, but I've only ever seen that on like memes and stuff. I've never actually seen the show. Not my type of anime. So I'm sorry you were forced to watch Pokemon. It was the best low budget movie of all time. Army of Darkness? Oh, Ghostly. Ghostly, that is not a low budget movie. That is not a low budget movie, Ghostly. I mean, I guess it was low budget a little bit for what it was trying to do, but it was Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 was a low budget movie. I mean, the cabin in that is built in a high school gymnasium. They built that whole cabin without a roof in a high school gymnasium for Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead obviously is the one they made really cheap. But that also yes, that's Army of Darkness where he's wearing a wristwatch. That you'd be shocked. You're talking about it's the medieval one. It's the one where the guys wear the extras wearing the wristwatch in the yeah. All right, I'm gonna get my tea and then I'll come back and tell you because that's not I mean that's a funny goof, but go watch the original Superman, which was Richard Donner's Superman, not a low budget movie. Richard Donner's Superman, Christopher Reeve, one of the best superhero movies ever made. Marlon Brando as Jor-El at the beginning of that movie, wearing a wristwatch. It's wild. That whole opening sequence, he's on like Krypton and he's just got a wristwatch on. It's bonkers. And I'm pretty sure it was just because he was just like, I bet you Marlon Brando was just like, Jor-El needs to be able to tell time. Anyway. All right. Sorry. Went on my rant. Okay. All right. We'll start the sprint. And then I will just get tea at the beginning of the sprint. All right. Happy riding, everybody. And away we go. Oh, pencils down, everybody. Pencils down. That is the end of the timer, and we're back for a 10-minute break. Wait, where'd it go? There we go. All right. Well, hopefully it was hopefully a productive sprint. I got a little bit done. Some ideas. I figure like even terrible ideas, just any ideas is slowly breaking my corporate brain back into creative brain. That one snuck up on me. Yeah, it did. It snuck up on me too. Well, ahoy there. Hello, Ghostly. Welcome back. Hopefully you got some words done. Hopefully it was somewhat productive, I hope. There we go. Okay. Do. Yeah, it's like sometimes when I do these, particularly after like days where I haven't been sleeping or particularly like locked in corporate wise or just work wise, it's like I feel like it takes me hours just to like reset my brain back into anything that's like moderately creative. Whew. Yikes. I can't tell if I made this chapter better or worse, but I have the beats that the scene actually needs. I'm just not sure if it's flowing right or not. I might have to smooth this out in revision. Yeah, that's... I mean, if you're in, like, that editorial phase, yeah. That's... none of us have been sleeping yet. I think all of us might be sleep deprived. That's... And we're all, like, trying to, like, do work. Anyway. I'm really deeply hoping this big rewriting is just for the first few chapters. Oh, Ghosty, are you reworking that much? I did not want page 1 rewrite pretension like I did for insults. Oh, no. Oh, no. So you're doing, like, heavy revisions, Ghostly? Ugh. I'm not supposed to be. I'm drafting the opening chapter of Bulletproof Spy number 4. Sometimes I feel like no matter, like, sometimes it's just hard to get out of edit brain. I don't know. It's how it is. I mean, I've wanted to go back. I have edits and changes I want to make to Schism. And I'm fighting the fact that I have those edits that I want to do because I'm desperately trying to wait for all my readers to get back to me before I do it. You know, just on the off chance that they catch something that is just not occurred. But it's hard. It's hard to put. You can hyperfixate, or at least I have a hard time with it. I will hyperfixate on trying to fix it. You got this, Ghostly. It's gonna be okay. Well, let me put it this way, Ghostly. Oh, you changed the point of view for the whole book. So wait, are you not doing chapter POVs anymore for pretension then? Are you doing just full third person point of view? No wonder you're redoing. Yeah, I mean that pretty much is like a page 1 rewrite, Ghostly. Good lord. Ghostly, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I mean, you've got it. I have all the faith that you'll be able to do it, but yeah, no. Yeah, Ghostly. That's a lot. That's a lot. Particularly because like your whole like chapter breaks are based on your point of views. If you're talking about pretension, if that's what you're referring to. But I wrote the first pass just on vibes. Oh, gotcha. Then realized I had none of the necessities I need for the rest of the novella, so they're in now. Okay, well at least you got those put in. Yeah. This is a hard part of writing espionage. I have to be sneaky, but not so much I forget to put. I mean, I have no idea how you write it based on vibe. Like, I feel like I get so stuck in the mud just having to, like, this pressure to have at least like mostly everything figured out before I really can start cooking. I really do feel it's... I don't think it's a good thing that I have to know the ending and I have to know generally conceptually what is happening before I can even really get started. I'm not proud of that. It's not a thing I like. It's definitely not a thing I'm a fan of. It's definitely a thing that I think is a limitation on myself. This is the definition of a page one rewrite. Yeah, that. Yeah. Oh, I have a whole outline that's done. Oh, that's good. Hell yeah. Finished outline is great. I was just vibing so hard I didn't reference my note. Oh, I see. I gotcha. So yeah, you were gotcha. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's the one problem with outline. There's the one thing that is hard about certain outline, like if you're trying to do things to a T, is because I do like that kind of like discovery writing where you can just you can get into a vibe and a place and you can just kind of roll with it and see where it goes. Because I do think there's genuine points of inspiration and discovery that you can find that. It was technically all third-person Omni, which I'm keeping, okay. But I thought the story would benefit from narration. So I am no longer in the characters' heads pretty much at all. It's a very snarky, very critical narrator. Oh, interesting. A very snarky, very critical narrator talking out the thought processes. Oh, interesting. I got you. Um Okay, yeah, I mean that is a page one rewrite, Ghostly. It's a hard thing to change. I mean your voice is so you're making your voice you're making the is the narrator like the person that shows up at the end who is very snarky to particularly Thomas and gives him the slap, which is a great moment by the way. Um or not the slap. I don't think he gives him the slap, but he definitely like calls Thomas on his bullshit. I think it was the inspector. I can't remember who it was, but I know you had that one like confrontation at the end of it. Um, I mean, I love the idea of it being a narrator, like a full-on narrator. It works for that story. Um, Interesting, but yes, that okay. So I can. That's a lot of work, Ghostly. I think that's. I mean, because you're adding a voice to the narrator, that is like a page one rewrite for the whole thing. So that's a lot of work, man. Um, I mean, if you think it makes it better, it's not a huge rewrite. I guess okay, because are you not changing you're not like changing like plot or what happens. It's almost like the commentary on it. Okay. It's just a lot more flavoring, got it. It's a huge rewrite essentially in lieu of insults. Okay. Okay. Is it because you can always change your mind as you work? I know I have at least the idea. I have an idea. Blah, 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 blah. I have an idea of an ending. Sometimes I change my mind later. That makes sense. Yeah, I do that. Pretension is also short. It's just annoying. That's editing can be going. Yeah, yes. The plot is okay. Okay, just how I say something. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Well, I hope adding. I mean, I get it. It's annoying. I mean, you're also doing a massive. That's not nothing. Just because you're not coming up with new plot points doesn't mean it's not a pretty dramatic re-envisioning of what you're doing. Um, but I mean, I'm definitely excited to see what you do with it though, because adding it was already pretty snarky and cleverly written. You never liked the first chapter, okay? That's the dinner one, right? That was the dinner chapter. I do, or is that when they wake up? That's when they wake up, right? That's when the shock happens and they all wake up. Right now I'm reflavoring and trying to find a way to like it. Ah, okay. That's good. Honestly, Ghostly, that's what you should be doing. You should be trying to get it to a point where you like it. Or at least you don't dislike it as much as you did. If you're the kind of person who struggles to like their own material, because that can also be a thing. Yeah, that's fair and that's crucial. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of, it is annoying. You're not wrong. It is annoying and I hate it, but like, I hate that process, but that is important. You got to get it to a point where you feel good about it. Do. All right, we got one more. We're gonna do one more sprint. We went late tonight, but that's okay. We got one more sprint. We're gonna do one more, and then I actually have to do more corporate work after this. They sent me messages during that last sprint that I'm not particularly thrilled about. I'll never be free. It is wild. Oh, thank you, Ghostly ads. It is wild this job has been like close to a full-time job. Like they've the last 3 weeks have been a lot. I've worked for this company more than I have worked for in the last 3 weeks than I do most months, which is wild. I won't say no to the work. It's just exhausting. All right, we're going to run ads, and then we are going to dive into our last sprint. I'm only annoyed the second half of chapter 1. I love the opening line, which is why I'm so critical of. Okay, gotcha, yeah. I started the chapter off with an abridged opening to... Wait, I'm sorry, Ghost, so you started it with an abridged opening to The Night Before Christmas? Oh, sorry. I got you. Like the poem. Gotcha. Oh, that's cute. Okay. That's charming. But you're adding... Okay, but you're adding a level of snarky sarcasm, I assume, to it. That's good. Okay. I can see that being in your wheelhouse for sure. That definitely feels right. It feels like a good choice for you, for sure. I also really like that kind of like rhymey poetry kind of I don't know, it's like sing-songy. It has like almost like a sing-songy kind of. It really lulls you into a cadence and a kind of and a pacing, but it also gives you a chance to like It's actually you can do a lot of really funny stuff with that. 'Twas the night before Monday when all through the manor home something was prowling about unknown. You get me. That was like one of those stupid little there was one of those dumb Christmas movies that we did that we did the night before Christmas. Actually, I think we did 2 of them. Yeah, we did do 2 of them. Cuz I remember my buddy wrote 2. We did one called The Gift and one which was about the homeless guy. And it was done to that sing-songy cadence. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that because I had to time everything. We had to time everything to the narration, which was a lot of fun to do. So I got to actually storyboard to the sound of the narration. You didn't even see I don't even think you ever saw the finished one. That one's actually my least favorite. The hobo one is my least favorite. It's too long. But I don't even think you saw I think you accidentally saw like a pre-edit version that I had apparently uploaded and was public on YouTube, which is wild. No? Wait, when did you wait, I thought that was the one that you found. It was like the no FX one, right? Oh, okay. Then you should share the real one. I'm not going to share the real one, Ghost. It exists on the internet. All of those exist on the internet. The finished versions of those are actually public somewhere on the YouTubes. I have very specifically never shouted them out or posted where they're at. Really just to see if you actually would ever find them. Because I know for a while you were trying to find a lot of that. You were trying to find all those little, like, Ghostly, I loathe you. I loathe you. Yeah, no, they exist. They're on the internet. They're on YouTube. They're public. The finished ones. They're not great. I mean, they're like little things we did in 48 hours, but, yeah, they exist. If for whatever reason, if I feel like it at some point, I do have the copies like on my hard drive. But you really got a baiter like this. I mean, I was shocked. Hey, she did find an early edit of one of them, which I was shocked by the way. I think I had actually loaded that on YouTube. I thought I had made it private, but I specifically did it to send off to the person I did them with, just to like help me time, because I needed him to time some things before I finished editing and like trimming it all up. So anyway, maybe I don't want to share my movie. There will come a day where I will share some of the films I've done. It's actually, I I'm pretty sure all of my like professional like reels and stuff I had to make for work, I just never linked them to LinkedIn. That's why. But they're actually on Vimeo. I actually listed a bunch of that stuff on Vimeo. I will share stuff at some point, but yes, I did kind of let those linger out there just on the off chance that Ghostly would actually find them. If we're playing the secrets game, throw it into the vault, boys. The world doesn't need to see our first attempted film. Hey, man, we all have our all those things are embarrassing to me. I just chalk them up to the fact that they were. Yeah, well, yeah. I was like, well, I'll be the only viewer. It'll be a good time, Ghostly. But obviously, yes. I'm excited that you're just trying to go out there and make stuff. That is, I find that to be awesome. Um, I get to keep the ghostly secrets. I get to keep the ghostly secrets. I want to watch Sonia Green again. I'll put Sonia Green up. Don't worry. There will be many a time. There's a very I don't know why you want to watch it again, but there is a specific reason why it hasn't been uploaded publicly online yet. That I have to wait. I have to wait a little bit of time before I can put it up online. So, you and me both. She did good. Oh, good. Oh, Crypto, you got to see it. Awesome. Good. I'm very glad. I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. I have no doubt in my mind. Twilight Film Club win. There will be at some point. At some point, it will happen. It will happen when my life isn't what it is and has been. Because it was a good movie and I want to show my family and friends Sensei. Okay. When it drops online, I will let you know. Or I will share it discreetly if that's what it requires. If I'm not allowed to make it public, which is a possibility. We will find out. All right. Time for the final sprint. And then that'll be it for the evening. But go get those words, everybody. Happy writing. And we'll catch you on the other side. And away we go. Alrighty, everybody. That is. Am I saving those? Ghostly. Yeah, I am absolutely saving those. And that is the end of that sprint. And probably the last sprint. Yeah. I'm definitely saving those, Ghostly. Those are getting printed out and put on a mood board. The last is really funny. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I love it. I'm coming for your lunch money, bitch. It's so great. uh, Cry about. Oh, that's funny. I mean, they're both really funny, Ghostly. They're both very funny. But they're getting saved anyway. That is, yeah. So anyway, that'll be the end of our sprints tonight. So anyway, I'm glad we could make it. I'm sorry I had to got bogged down with work a little bit. Hopefully I'll be a little bit better rested and more coherent. Not quite as ready to like burn the bridges or anything like that. But oh, good. Yes, yeah, I do enjoy. Thank you so much, Jose. Thank you for stream. Oh, good. I'm glad it provided at least a place for you to get some work done. Glad you got it. You got what you needed. But before I go, let me see something really quick here. Okay. All right. This is gonna be a rare little treat here. We'll see if let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this and not mess it up. This is for the memes. Although my child is yelling at me, so I do have to go after I do this. But this is a thank you to a ghost for trying to get me outside of overcoming the corporate nonsense. So I appreciate it. All right. This was also a goddamn decade ago. So hopefully you can hear it. Anyway, there you go. It was from Santa. Yep. Santa, Satan. Same thing. Anyway. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. Love